Hi everyone! This video is for extra credit for term paper in Language, Culture and Society of Group 7, including Phương Anh, Cẩm Ly and Thu Minh. And without further ado, let me introduce a little bit about summary of contents of our topics today. The first part is the virality of stories and emotional contagion. The second part is internet memes. And the last part is clickbait headlines. And now we come to the first part presented by Phương Anh. Do you ever wonder, whenever you publish your story on Facebook, after one night, everyone on your friend list, even strangers, know about it? So how can a story go viral so rapidly? Let's discover with us. Digital platforms now deliver news in a variety of forms, including videos, online articles, internet memes, and podcasts, as well as information adapted from more conventional types of media like radio and television. Furthermore, digital platforms such as social networking sites offer a plethora of opportunities for media consumers to share content, sometimes adding to or altering it. Alright, here, when you look at this slide, for example, there are a Facebook meme, a Facebook online article, and a news video on YouTube, along with the share buttons underneath that enables you to share with your friend. And imagine that your friends read it and share it. And after that, friends of your friends read it and also share it. And it keeps going like that. That is how a story on the internet, on digital platforms, may become viral. Why certain news stories spread widely and rapidly, others do not? One way to explain this is to look at the relations between what makes news stories go viral and the emotions they evoke. That is also the second part, about the emotional contagion. People are likely to experience the same emotional reaction as a result of interacting of the same news or information, and it is known as emotional contagion. In other words, when one says a news story, he or she likely anticipates that the same emotions will be evoked when others receive the same information. As we know, we have positive and negative emotion. In terms of positive emotion, news stories or events with positive emotional content are more likely to pass on because sharing such content makes the recipients feel good and helps build or maintain the sharer's positive images. So please look at this video. short film about a man who was always eager to help people and give up himself to strangers became popular when it was just released. Although this film was created with the primary goal of promoting a talent project, we cannot ignore the positive benefits of its motivating content. Many YouTube channels as well as Facebook users have re-uploaded and extensively shared this video. Specifically, when Motivation US published on its YouTube channel, the video racked up 2.5 million views and a slew of positive responses from viewers who shared the same sentiment, such as, "It is amazing video. Thank you for sharing it with the world." Or, "Awesome. I moved down several times watching the video. Thank you for creating and sharing such a beautiful video." And as we can see, the shared emotional experience based on positive content have the potential to boost intimacy and closeness among users, as well as the good sentiments toward the sharer. In terms of negative emotion, first we need to talk about anger, anxiety, or outrage. This emotion can also increase sharing because the highest arousal emotions drive us to action. Social issues or events that activate anger or outrage can encourage people to participate in online discussions, show solidarity and support, and also raise awareness.
You need to take a seat right now.
And I just had COVID, man. I don't want to go back to the
Okay, I'll roll the windows down. Hey, let's.
On May 2020, an African-American man named George Floyd was choked to death by a police officer in Minnesota. When a film about this event was originally published on the internet, it drew a lot of attention and was widely circulated. I have attacked 2 Facebook posts about this event that received roughly 8 million views and hundreds of thousands of sharing and reactions as proof. This video has sparked a lot of discussions, with the majority of individuals expressing their shock and fury at the US police brutality towards Black people. Users' disbelief, shock, and anger can be seen in the comments below. The sad event not only acted as a wake-up call for the US government, but also influenced people's behavior and attitudes. The Black Lives Matter movement arose on social media and in real life to combat racism against Black people, with millions of hashtags appearing on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and other platforms calling for everyone to unite to condemn police brutality, and millions of people pouring into the streets of America to express their outrage and press against police. In this case, negative emotions have been shown to have substantial influence on changing and affecting people's behavior. When it comes to stories that evoke sadness, we are less likely to share these stories with others. There is in fact some evidence that people don't like negative disclosures on social media. Researchers Levitin and Jomtov found that Facebook posts of memorials for loved ones and those that express grief and bereavement online were generally disliked. Recently, many people have been traumatized by a video committing suicide and the image of suicide note from a teenage boy in Hanoi that has just surfaced on Vietnamese social media. Aside from those expressing their sorrow and loss for him, many people are opposed to the video being released, since it not only haunts viewers, but also have bad effects on his family, particularly his father. Furthermore, for young people in similar situations or expressing the similar feelings, the film may persuade them that committing suicide will draw and notice people's attention, and the publication of this tip may result in a new way of suicide. And as a result of the criticism from netizens, the boy's latest photo and video have now been removed from social media. It is all the end of my part. Now Ming will continue with internet memes.
The internet offers us an ocean of content with endless news and information generated by creators from all walks of life. And memes are not only the product of the internet, but also an ingredient that make the internet a more interesting place. start taking root in the virtual landscape and becoming an indispensable part in our life. So let's dive headfirst into its definition. According to Varus and Blum, memes refer to a multimodal signs consisting of images and text in which both visual and textual elements are somewhat altered to create a new meaning, but leaving some elements to retain the original sign's recognizabilities. So, from the definition above, we can deduce that memes are the interplay of visual and textual elements, and it can be reproduced or regenerated on the internet. So, how a common meme is structured? Well, its components can vary depending on the context and the purposes. Normally, meme will look like this. In this meme, there's a linguistic setup at the top of the space to transport viewers to a certain context, and a large image which serves as the central anchors occupy the middle, and definitely there will be a linguistic punchline at the bottom. Obviously, the punchline is expected to be strong and punchy enough to make an impression on the viewers, or else the meme will flop and fail to deliver the message. However, a number of elements can be altered slightly or widely depending on its purposes. For instance, in this pic, the linguistic setup is compulsory, while the textual bottom line is excluded and replaced by a visual punchline. As far as I know, some elements can be omitted on the account that the element is unnecessary in delivering the message, or the exclusions of one element can create a punchier and more impressive message. For example, this meme lacks visual elements, or this meme has fewer words, but fewer words doesn't make it less interesting. Memes for a certain topic can multiply depending on its viralities shared by different members of the community. We can transform memes through neither textual nor visual additions, and combine with other related memes or create different contexts to generate parodies, imitation, remix, and mashup. For example, after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock across the face in an Oscar, it sent shock waves to millions of viewers watching live. This sensational news soon became a fertile land for meme creators to unleash their creativity. The airing of the show gave birth to a host of humorous memes about this moment. Creators both altered the textual content and the visual content to suit their message, and the memes related to this event increased explosively. So, what role does meme serve in a highly viral place like the internet? The idea that pops up off the top of my head, and probably yours, is obviously for entertainment. However, as any form of entertainment like drama or films, they all initially serve as a diversion, something that is supposed to be entertaining, to be relaxing. But then, these types of arts grow into powerful tools to reflect societies and convey important messages. And here, in this case, memes are no exception. First and foremost, they encourage creativities from both creators and audience through sarcasms and humor. Moreover, it helps us to stay in touch and up to date with current issues, events, or people. With meme creators, the internet serves as a free platform to express their individual identities and their affiliation with other users and worldview within the context of a network. Last but not least, One of the points that many often overlook is that meme can reveal and perpetuate language ideologies deeply rooted in societies, and somehow powerful enough to change that ideologies, although this case is very rare. These memes originate from the meme trend called Never Ask Women or Men. This message is self-explanatory in the picture. Never ask a woman her age means that women frequently lie about their age for different reasons. Maybe they want to appear more youthful than their appearance suggests, for example. This alludes that women are self-conscious about their age and their appearance. Never ask a man his salary means that men are rarely truthful about their income because they're usually assigned as the main breadwinner and therefore should be financially successful. And finally, never ask a Canadian what happened to 150,000 Indigenous children between 1867 and 1996. Infer that Canadian usually regards Canada genocide against Indigenous people as a highly touchy and off-limit topic. Moreover, this meme also referred to the evasiveness of Canadians in acknowledging this tragic event. So the first two messages about the women and the men reflect a realities about gender stereotypes in current Western society, while the third messages obviously have a political purpose. Not only does this meme demonstrate their creativities from the meme creators in expanding the theme and adding a political message, but also help users to engage with a long buried event and hopefully become a call to claim justice for Indigenous people.
Yeah, and actually clickbait headline is also one of the interesting elements that shouldn't be overlooked in this lecture. So what is clickbait? Clipbait refers to content that uses linguistic techniques to attract attention and encourage internet users to click on a particular link or web page where they usually see some ads. And the purpose of clickbait headlines is to make people click on them. As you know, with the development of information technology like today, clickbait headlines have also become more diverse than ever before. But for now, I will show you 3 common lexical and grammatical characteristics of clickbait headlines. First is emotional words. They tend to contain words chosen to trigger an emotional response from readers such as epic, amazing, incredible, unbelievable, and shocking, etc. Sometimes it can be seen that emotional words also combine with numbers like the example here. 5 surprising things or 31 things make you say, oh my god, which will keep the readers curious because they want to know what are the 5 things that might surprise them, for example. And if readers feel curious and click on the article, it means that writers succeed in appealing to readers' emotion, and this is the purpose of clickbait headlines. And second is personalization. Writers of clickbait headlines also sometimes personalize the content of headlines by using the second person or the first person. In the first example, the writer uses the second person, you and your. This makes readers feel as if this article was written specifically for them and entices readers to find out more about themselves. On the other hand, using the first person in headlines is also a great way to build a personal rapport. For example, how I made sure all 20 of my kids could pay for college themselves. Per now, I here will give readers a stake in the personal life of the writer and make them feel more connected. You can see that both of these ways help to increase the interaction as well as the connection between the writer and the reader, which will make readers more easily attracted to click on the article. So finally, you will often see some kind of mystery or ambiguity in clickbait headline. Such headlines normally consist of two sentences. The first sentence expresses something that happened or some state of affairs, usually involving some undefined person such as, he bought a cruise ship. The second sentence can be called the hook. This sentence is designed to raise a question about what happened in the first sentence, like, what happened next? This type of clickbait headline gives background information but doesn't reveal the main content, but instead promises readers an emotional payoff if they click to find out the answer to the question. And this is also the last segment of the lecture today. We hope that this information will be useful to you. Thanks for listening.